Pulpit Peak is a diminutive 2720-meter summit at the eastern edge of the Waputehk icefield, sitting impressively over Hector Lake along the Icefields Parkway between Banff and Jasper. For many years now, I've planned an ascent, mainly due to a scenic series of small lakes and tarns along a classic difficult up, easy down circuit, which includes passing by Lake Margaret, Turquoise Lake, and Pulpit Tarn. Over the past several years, however, I've decided that rather than try a summer or fall ascent, perhaps this peak deserved a winter or spring one. On the weekend of March 24, 2024, conditions were ideal for Wietze and I to see if a ski approach and winter mountaineering ascent of the moderate southeast descent route would go relatively safely. We left Highway 93 and descended to Hector Lake before crossing the south end on a good track and continuing up a set track under the oft-skied area between Pulpit Knobs 1 and 2. From here, the ascent was much more challenging, following a steep southeast avalanche gully to an upper bowl, and from there steep slopes to the upper west ridge. A short, moderately tricky snow traverse brought us to the stunning summit views. Descent was the same way. Instead of descending the summer trail, we started a bit further north along the parkway and descended an old track to the Bow River Flats. We were expecting much colder conditions. The sun felt very warm already at Hector Lake, which usually feels like the Arctic Circle. We were very happy to note that the recent cold snap meant a water and slush-free crossing of Hector Lake. I think that's a first for me. We followed a pretty good ski track up towards the ascent slopes to Pulpit Knob 1 and 2. And we're back on the track, somehow. Nice. Now that is a view. The ascent to open meadows between Pulpit Knob 1 and 2 was very steep for the last section, promising a fun descent in the drainage, with lots of fresh snow. I was very thankful to note that the southeast ascent gully had slid over the past week, but was still nervous as we started skiing towards the lower choke. The sun was already cooking, and I would have preferred a few more clouds, 10 degrees colder, and slightly less fresh snow, believe it or not. Originally, we were hoping to ski much higher up the southeast gully, possibly even to the upper slopes, but with the Avi debris it wasn't practical. We left our skis at the bottom of the gully, hoping it wouldn't slide again while we were gone, and also hoping nobody skiing the knobs would think someone had been caught in a slide. These are things you have to think about. The snow was already getting pretty sticky as we started up the steepening southeast gully on crampons. I would not have continued if it hadn't already slid, but was still slightly concerned about the powerful spring sun cooking the feature we were in. Put it this way, I led upwards pretty quickly, about as quick as I could. After one final steep snow traverse that I didn't love, we popped out in the upper bowl. Views to our next snow slope were very encouraging.
Well,
we made our way to the back of the upper bowl on supportive snow, thankfully supportive, before ascending steepening south slopes to the upper west ridge. We bailed the final section of the slope to the notch due to rapidly warming snow and huge exposure to cliffs below, and ascended the ridge back directly instead.
Let's get down here. See, I like this because if you fall, I mean,
Eventually we dropped onto the much cooler north side of the Upper West Ridge before delicately balancing beside a massive cornice, and from there easy slopes to the summit.
yeah, stay left. Well, you never know, right? And they say if it does collapse, it pulls from the opposite side.
I mean, that wasn't even half an hour.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Descent of the West Ridge and upper south slopes went well despite quickly deteriorating snow in very powerful spring sun.
Yeah, I know. I think I was glad to have the crampons on though. What do you think? What's that? Ooh.
Descending the southeast avalanche gully was quick. We set off a small slough, probably a size 0, that actually helped clear off this new snow and made for a safer descent to our skis.
Just get out of that cooking sun. That one from the right looks fairly new too.
We enjoyed the ski down the scree fan to the meadows below, and from there down the access gully before following our ascent track back to Hector Lake.
Nice. Woo! Yep. What's that?
We ended a very enjoyable spring ski day with the usual uphill grind to Highway 93. I have to end this venture with a disclaimer that any attempts to ascend this peak in winter conditions must be balanced with avalanche conditions and a good sense of the risks involved, because there are definitely some risks.
Nice here.